Welcome to ABC Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
Hi everybody, I am Shane, and we're still looking at standing up for what's right. And this is part 2.
That's right. So in part 1, we talked about bullying, people not treating other people in a kind way and being mean to others. So can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
Were you ever bullied back in school, maybe when you were in elementary school or high school? Were you ever bullied?
It didn't happen. Yes, I did get bullied. And it was when I was in junior high school. I transferred from my junior high school.
Okay.
So I went from one junior high school to a new junior high school. So I was a new student there.
Okay.
And there was a girl who I thought was cute, and I liked her.
Okay.
And I think we started to maybe you write letters and fold them up really cute and send them.
Okay.
And I guess there was a boy, I don't even remember his name, but I think because of that, he wanted to fight me.
So maybe that boy also liked that girl.
I'm guessing that's what it was because I couldn't understand. Somebody came up to me and said to me that, we'll just call him Jason, okay? I don't remember his name, but we said, Jason wants to fight you after school.
Oh no.
And I was
so what did you do? It must have been really, really scary, right?
Well, yeah, because I was pretty small when I was in 8th grade, and I wasn't very tough or anything, So I'd never really been in a fight, and I didn't want to fight for no reason. I didn't even know this guy, and I didn't want to fight somebody. Fighting, first of all, it's scary and you can get hurt.
Exactly.
Who wants to be in a fight? So no, I just left the school right after school that day. I took a bus to school, so I just jumped on the bus and got out of there. And eventually, he left me alone.
Okay, so he stopped bullying you and stopped picking on you, right?
Yeah, maybe somebody stood up for me, but I never knew who it was. But yeah, so.
But I think that was the smart thing to do because you really didn't have to fight him for no reason, right?
That's right. Okay, well, let's get into part 2, standing up for what's right.
Everyone can learn to stand up for what's right. For example, when someone cheats on a test, it isn't fair to everyone else, so you should report it to the teacher. When you do speak up, speak openly and with honesty. It shows that you care about the truth and not what others want to hear.
So we're looking at part 2 of standing up for what's right. So I wonder what we'll be learning about today.
Well,
is it also about bullying?
Yeah, because in part 1, we learned about if you see a child maybe on the playground being bullied, would you stand up and say something, or would you just decide it's none of my business. I'm going to stay out of it.
That's right.
And I think we decided that the best thing to do is to stand up for what's right.
That's right.
Right? Okay, so let's see here in part 2. Everyone can learn to stand up for what's right. That's true, right? I mean, this is something that you can learn, maybe from us, like we are teaching you now, or from a parent or from a teacher. Standing up for what's right is very important. So how about, for example, when someone cheats on a test, it isn't fair to everyone else.
That's true. If all the other people studied very hard on the test, but this one person cheats on a test to get a good score, it's not really fair, right?
Yeah, because if the other people are cheating on the test.
So what does that mean to cheat on the test?
To cheat on something means to act dishonestly, basically to get an advantage. Or you're doing something, you're not following the rules. Right? So if you cheat on a test, for example, maybe you will write something on your hand or ask the person next to you, hey,
what's the answer?
What's the answer for number 4? Or there's a lot of ways to cheat, right? So for example, you could say, he cheated on the test to get the job. So even when you're outside of school, you still have to take tests sometimes to get jobs, and people do cheat. I heard of a person who basically had their cousin, who looked like them, go to take the test to get a job. So they brought their ID of the person, but it wasn't really him because he had taken the test. He knew what was on the test, so he was able to help him get the job.
And nobody found out?
Nobody found out.
No.
So these things really do happen in real life, and they're not fair.
That's right. So what's fair? Okay, so fair is an adjective. If treating people fairly, it means treating people equally and without favoritism. But to be fair, you want everyone to have the same kind of opportunity, right? If you're
same chances.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone wants to have the same chances. So if one person is cheating, then it wouldn't be fair to others. So for example, you can say the principal was being fair when she punished both of you. So maybe both of you are at fault here. You guys both did something wrong.
Maybe you got in a fight or had an argument, and both of you are in the wrong.
Exactly.
And so they were both punished. Okay, continuing.
So you should report it to the teacher. So that means if you know one of your classmates is cheating on a test, then it will probably be a good idea to report it to the teacher because this is not the right thing to do, right?
Right. So if you report something, this is a verb. It just means to give an account or to say what has happened. So in this example, we're talking about reporting it to the teacher, then you would be telling the teacher what happened.
That's right.
Right? So for example, you can say the boy reported the girl for cheating on the test.
That's right. And sometimes you really don't have to embarrass your classmate. You could do it in private, and that is okay too, right?
Yeah, sometimes that may be safer for you because you don't want to get bullied. And if you tell on somebody else who is cheating or something, there might be some risk to you that maybe that person will become angry with you or maybe want to bully you. So maybe the best thing is to tell the teacher or something in private.
Exactly.
Hello, I'm Tina. 我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字跟文法重点。首先来看看单字的部分。Fair, 形容词，公平的。The manager tries to be fair to everyone. 经理试着公平对待每个人。Report, 动词，举发、举报。Who reported the car accident to the police? 是谁向警方申报这起车祸的？我们再来看一下文法重点。刚刚课文提到了 cheat on something， 在某事作弊。cheat 指的是作弊。我们来看看这个例句。Henry cheated on the test and got caught.Henry 在考试中作弊，被抓到了。接着我们回到课文当中。
Okay, continuing. When you do speak up, speak openly and with honesty.
So it's very important to speak up. But when we do speak up, it's important to speak openly. So what does it mean when I say speak openly? Well, that's an adverb. It just means in a way that involves no hiding or lying. You have to speak the truth. So for example, you can say she talked openly about the problems in her marriage. So she is not really hiding any details.
That's the point.
She wants to be very open and honest about everything she is saying. So if you're open and honest, then most likely, I think, things will turn out right.
Okay, so we have this word honesty, right? You have to be open and honest. So what is honesty? Honesty is the fact or the condition of being honest, right? So we have some other words you could say like integrity, truthfulness, right? It just means to tell the truth, really.
Exactly.
So for example, he was able to answer the questions with complete honesty.
And honesty is the best policy.
It is the best policy.
Okay, it shows that you care about the truth and not what others want to hear. Yes, I think that's a very, very important thing because it really shows your character when you are being open and honest, and then, you can really make a change, right?
That's right.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 honesty 名词诚实 Honesty is important in every relationship 诚实在每段关系中都很重要 Relationship 就是关系 Openly 副词坦然的 Mary spoke openly about her feelings Mary 坦然地谈论了自己的感受接着我们回到课文当中
Okay, so I think that really, like you said, you really summed it up. Honesty is the best policy.
That's right.
Right? So we need to be truthful, and if we see things that are being done that are bad or wrong, we need to come forward and we need to tell somebody.
We need to stand up for what's right.
Okay, let's take a short break.
Standing up for what's right is about staying true to your values. It can be hard, but it gets easier with practice. It keeps hope alive and helps make the world a better place.
Okay, so before the break, we're still talking about standing up for what's right. And they mentioned somebody cheating on a test, right? And the best thing to do would to be and go tell a teacher and, go speak openly and with honesty,
That's right?
And let them know what is going on because it's not fair to the other students.
Exactly.
Right? So I think that basically we're learning that you need to speak up. You need to stand up when you see something is wrong.
We need to do the right thing. Okay, well, let's continue. Standing up for what's right is about staying true to your values. When you say stay true to something, okay, so stay true means to be loyal or faithful to something or someone. For example, you can stay true to your word, your beliefs, or yourself, something that you do believe in, right?
That's right. Okay, we have another vocabulary word, value. So a value is a noun. It's principles that are considered the most important. Just things that you think are very important, right? And it has something to do with morals too. Often we will use morals and values together to talk about basically doing things that are that are right and that are important. So, for example, protecting the natural environment is one of his values.
So these are the things that I believe that are right? The right thing to do.
Yeah, your values.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的单字 value 名词价值观 They share the same values about family 他们有相同的家庭价值观文法的部分刚刚提到了 stay true to 忠于坚守什么受词大多是个人的价值观理念或者是承诺等等 true 在这里表示忠诚的坚定的要用介系词 to 来接后面的受词哦。我们来看看这个例句 Phoebe stayed true to her word. Phoebe 坚守她的承诺。接着我们回到课文当中。
All right, continuing. It can be hard, but it gets easier with practice. It keeps hope alive and helps make the world a better place.
Absolutely. And like you said, it can be difficult. It can be very hard because it does take some courage to speak up and stand up because you might be scared, as to what might happen to you. But it will get easier with practice. The more you do it, you're not going to be so afraid, right?
Right. After you've spoken up before, you realize that you are really making the world a better place.
Exactly. So we don't want to turn a blind eye to something that is not right.
我们来看一下刚刚课文里提到的文法。Keep something alive 让某事物延续下去 Alive 指的是继续存在的我们来看看这个例句 They talk about Tony to keep his memory alive 他们谈论 Tony 以永远铭记他接着我们回到课文当中
Yeah, like you said, to turn a blind eye. To turn a blind eye, basically, this is an expression we use in English to just pretend that you don't see something or that you didn't hear something, kind of just to ignore it.
That's right.
So if we see bullying, we see somebody's not doing the right thing, it's best to stand up, say something. It will really keep hope alive because what we hope is that people are kind to each other.
Exactly.
People are good to even things like animals
or our environment.
Or our environment. That's right.
And we really do want to make our world a better place.
Absolutely.
Okay,
that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Everyone can learn to stand up for what's right. For example, when someone cheats on a test, it isn't fair to everyone else, so you should report it to the teacher. When you do speak up, speak openly and with honesty. It shows that you care about the truth and not what others want to hear. Standing up for what's right is about staying true to your values. It can be hard, but it gets easier with practice. It keeps hope alive and helps make the world a better place.
我们来复习一下这一课的重点单字跟文法。单字的部分 fair 形容词公平的 report 动词举发举报 honesty 名词诚实 value 名词价值观 openly 副词坦然的。接着我们来看文法的部分 cheat on something 在某事作弊 Jake got in trouble when he cheated on the exam Jake 因考试作弊而惹上麻烦 Stay true to 忠于坚守什么 Abe always stays true to his beliefs Abe 一向忠于自己的信念 Keep something alive 让某事物延续下去 We work hard to keep our family traditions alive 我们非常努力让我们的家族传统延续下去以上就是这一课的重点单字跟文法，那我们下一次再见喽，拜拜。
Anyway, that's what I said. Winnie,
What?
you're gonna throw it in the wrong trash bin.
It's all the same.
It's not the same. One is for general waste and one is for recycling.
Oh, well, this is just a cup.
It's not just a cup, it's a cup that you can recycle.
Oh, I guess you're right.
What are some things we can recycle? Plastic bottles. Aluminum cans. And tin cans. So remember, no household waste in the pedestrian trash bins or else you will get fined.
And also, don't forget, follow us on Instagram. And DM or email us if you have any questions about how to say something in English. Kiki, anything else you want to say?
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
And KiWi later.